morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy hump day, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, narrow range developing here as we head into the RTH Open. Just 42% of ADR and 20.75 points of range. We have a 3-day compression here to begin the week. As we head into this afternoon's FOMC statement, rate decision, and the press conference that follows, expect the final 2 hours of the day to have most of the day's range. Today, only 20 points right now, but by the end of the day, we could easily see 60 to 80 points of range just in the final couple of hours of the session. We still have an upward bias here. We're going to get another round of FOMC key levels. Last time we developed this FOMC key level, took it offered, found a low, bounced back to it, took it bid, came back to it. You can see how it's been bid ever since, and it's rallied away. So we'll see how we develop off the new FOMC key levels from today. If they go offered here, do we get a rejection that brings us back to them and then through them down the road? So how are we going to behave off the new FOMC key levels? Right now, any pullback still a buying opportunity until proven otherwise. All right, looking at the NQ, similar price action here, a little bit more elongation Monday, holding pattern here on Tuesday, and now into Wednesday. We have 96.75 points of range right now. That is super tiny, just 40% of ADR. The expectation for today, by the end of the session, somewhere between 300 and 400 points of range in the final couple of hours of the day. Again, an upward bias as of right now, but we'll see how the market responds to this Fed level. If it's taken offered, we could be looking at selling pressure Thursday, Friday. That brings us down, and then we're coming back for a retest down the road into the upcoming week. So something like that could play out. The opposite could be true. If it's taken bid first, it will go higher until it finds a strong high and then back to it for a retest and perhaps back off of it. So we'll see again which way we approach off these key levels. Looking at crude oil, this one's down about 0.4%, but the previous session, really good strength. We talked about this key range that developed Friday, and if we can get out of that key range, it opens up a target in the direction of the breakout. Yesterday was a nice expansion day. Price discovery held the gains, turned into a bullish G-squat, and now the thought was today, any pullback into 63.75 to 64 would be a retest opportunity for a continuation up, perhaps into that 66 target. And additionally, we have 67 as value up above that. Now, this market has really struggled to go up here recently. So again, got to continue to watch that 63.75 to 64 zone. Any failure there, and this thing is headed back within the range below. So again, keep an eye on that edge moving forward. Looking at gold futures, this one's down 0.5% right now. But every down day has been a one-day event followed by a big time continuation to new highs. You can see this market hasn't even tested the 8-period average since it was taken bid and retested off that zone to rally. Big time strength still. The breakout through 3,500. We've seen big time elongation away from that level. And again, anytime you go midway up to the next target zone, which is 4,000, the odds increase that you continue on your path toward that far target, even if a pullback as deep as the breakout point occurs. So this market has enough grace right now that it could drop as deep as 3,500 and still be a continuation back to 3,750 and 4,000 up above. Not anticipating a pullback of that magnitude, but again, that shows the strength of the current move and this current price discovery phase. So again, any pullback could be a buying opportunity, even a shallow pullback into 3,600 as this thing continues to march higher. Looking at the YM, you'll notice the YM here with a narrow 3-day range, big time compression here today, only 100 points of range exactly. 100 points of range. The expectation by the end of the day would be 500 to 600 points of range by the end of the session. And again, melt up phase for all of these markets, big time melt up phase right now, which can continue to extend until proven otherwise. You really need a significant breakdown in market structure to turn something like this, and until then any pullback could continue to be a buying opportunity until proven otherwise. So we'll see how we move away from this FOMC key level. Again, we'll get one that flies off here, and if it's taken offered first, we could drop, retest, come back to the level. That's a perfect swing opportunity in two different directions, followed by the potential to see a continuation in the primary direction. So overall, waiting here in a range-bound fashion, back and forth, fade the edges until the afternoon, in which case we could see an increase of volatility where we get a range of 500 to 600 points. We'll see how this plays out here again heading into the afternoon for the YM. Now looking at BTC, this one's down 0.5% right now. Continues to work its way higher this month, but again, hasn't really established itself above the previous month's midpoint. That level, very, very important. To find acceptance beyond that opens up the upper half of last month's range. To continue to fail here, and you're still in the lower half of last month's range. So right now, continuing to trade off that previous month's midpoint of 16.5. Overall, this market remains strong, but could withstand a broader pullback here that could lead to the next wider opportunity to the upside. So even if we did get a pullback that takes us below 100K, say into 95s, that could provide a tremendous opportunity for a late year run to the upside. Looking at ETH, this one right now trading right around 4,500 at the moment. Again, this one has been coiling up with some tremendous energy here lately, and it's bullish extreme energy in that this range has developed in the upper half of this key range right there, in the upper half. That would tend to suggest further strength, but again, after such tremendous strength that we've already seen off the 1400 level, is this kind of a minor distribution that can tend to rotate us back down. At the moment, my thought is any pullback right now may lead to the next push that takes us through 5,000. So this thing could be looking at 5,000 easily up ahead, but 5,200 and 5,800 could easily be ahead. The 100% target of the large key range points us to 61.57, and again, that's partly the reason why any pullback into 3,100 could be a tremendous opportunity to go get that target, as that would represent a near double in just another 50 points or so. So again, any pullback, even as deep as that, could be a long-term buying opportunity. Do we even get a pullback of that magnitude ahead? Right now, compressing in a big fashion right now ahead of Fed Day. And again, say a Fed Day level comes off this way, do we get some selling pressure away from it that can get us below 4,000 and then back to the level and perhaps into these upper targets up ahead? How much of a pullback do we get up ahead for ETH? All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.